Good afternoon, everyone. I would request all participants please open your videos. Malvika ma'am, I think we should start now.
Yes. Jai Hind and good afternoon to everyone. I, Malvika Dadu Agarwal, a PhD scholar of Mahavir University, Meerut, extends my heartfelt greetings to all the respected dignitaries, professors, distinguished resource persons, faculty members, and enthusiastic research scholars joining us on this Zoom platform today. Today marks the 9th day of our prestigious 10-day National Workshop on Research Methodology for Research Scholars in Social Sciences, organized by the Faculty of Education, Mahavir University, Meerut, and in collaboration with the Principals Association of Colleges of Education, PACE. We are delighted to have your gracious presence as we begin this academic journey together, one that promises knowledge, insight, and meaningful learning. Thank you once again for all of you to connect with us here on this platform today. To begin this auspicious program, let us seek the divine blessings of Goddess Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge, wisdom, and learning. So please join us for the Saraswati Vandana.
Please 1 minute, please.
Thank you. I now take the pleasure to invite a respected academic leader, a visionary, and the guiding force behind the Faculty of Education, Dr. S.P. Singh, Sir, Dean and Professor, Faculty of Education, Mahavir University, Meerut. Sir has contributed significantly to the growth of teachers' education and research practices. His continuous encouragement and academic leadership inspires both faculty and the students alike. I humbly request Dr. S.P. Singh, Sir, to please deliver the welcome address.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Good afternoon to everyone present here. On behalf of Faculty of Education, Mahavir University, Meerut, and in collaboration with the Principals Association of College of Education, PACE, it gives me immense pleasure to warmly welcome you all to the 9th day of our 10-day national workshop of research methodology for the research scholar in social science. Over the past 8 days, we have traveled through an enriching academic journey, exploring various dimensions of research, ethical practices, data handling, publishing tools, and research communication. Today, we add one another significant milestone of this journey. It is my privilege to extend a very warm and respectful welcome to our esteemed resource person for the 9th day, Dr. M. Mamoor Ali sir, Associate Professor, Department of Teacher Training and Education, Jamia Millia Islamia University, New Delhi. Sir and ma'am, we are truly honored to have you with us today. Dr. Muhammad Mamoor Ali, he is an Associate Professor, Department of Teacher Training Education, Jamia Millia Islamia. We have to stand as a national center of academic excellence, and your presence adds great value to our workshop. Your expertise in SPSS in research will undoubtedly strengthen our participants' understanding of the statistical analysis, data interpretation, and evidence-based research practices. In today's knowledge-driven world, the ability to analyze data accurately is at the heart of the quality research. Tools like SPSS not only enhance researchers' capability, but also empower them to convert raw data into meaningful insights. I am confident that today's session will help our scholars to develop both conceptual clarity and practical skill in statistical analysis. Skills that will stay with them throughout their academic career. I extend my sincere appreciation to our dedicated participants whose enthusiasm, discipline, and eagerness to learn have been the driving force of this workshop. Your continuous engagement inspires us to bring the best resources and academic experience to you all. I also take this opportunity to thank our honorable management, collaborating institutions, and organizing team, technical team support staff, and everyone working behind the scene of ensuring the smooth conducting of this workshop. Once again, I heartily welcome our distinguished resource person, respected faculty members, research scholars, and all attendees. Let us look forward to a highly inspired and a productive session on SPSS. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful and encouraging words. Today, we are honored to begin this workshop with an eminent academician, Dr. Mohammad Mamoor Ali, Associate Professor, Department of Teachers Training Education, Jamia Millia Islamia University, Delhi. To formally introduce our distinguished resource person, I invite Ms. Asha Junjunwala, who's a PhD scholar, Mahavir University, Meerut. Asha ji, please take on the screen.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Malvika. Thank you, sir. My warm greetings to everybody. Respected Professor Dr. Muhammad Mamoor Ali and Shivpal sir. That is, we are so much happy to see you here, our esteemed guests for today, and respected dear parents, participants. As we near the end to the 9th day of our 10-day workshop, it is my privilege to deliver the vote of thanks. I also welcome Dr. Professor Mamoor Ali. Now let me enlighten you about his career. Dr. Ali is currently an assistant professor in the Department of Teachers Training and Non-Formal Education at the Institute of Advanced Studies in Education, Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi. With over 15 years of extensive experience in teaching, research, and academic development at school and university levels, he brings a wealth of knowledge and expertise. Dr. Ali specializes in computers in education and educational technology, and his research interests include educational research, mathematics education, and teacher education as well. He has contributed significantly to educational resources, including coordinating the NCERT, ICT textbooks for class 9, and serving as a national resource person for teachers training program across India. His commitment to advancing education extends internationally as well, having represented NCERT in collaboration with Ministry of Education in Mauritius. Dr. Ali has published numerous resources and articles and actively participated in seminars and conferences. Dr. Ali has also delivered 7 live talks on Kishore Manch, a program broadcast on Swayam Prabha DTH TV channel. We are honored to have you here, sir, and with your valuable insights, we will definitely learn good. So please, everybody, let's bring a warm heart welcome for Dr. Ali. Sir, the whole screen is yours now.
Thank you very much, Asha, and thank you very much, Dr. Shivpal Singh, sir, giving me this opportunity to interact with the young, aspiring minds, because all are scholars, I hope, and I wish to all of you for your research work and for your career also. So today we have to understand the topic, that is SPSS in research. By title, it is looking that it is a practical oriented topic, but we will try to understand the theory behind this topic. That means the meaning and the understanding of statistical analysis. And then we will go to the practical part, that means how to use SPSS in data analysis. So I am sharing my screen, the presentation, and then we will start the presentation, and then we will try to understand this topic. So when you see or able to see the screen, just confirm whether it is visible to all or not.
Yes, sir.
Sir, it's visible.
Yes. So we are starting with the topic SPSS in research, and I hope all of you understand that this SPSS is a software which can be used to analyze the data, particularly the quantitative data. But we can also use SPSS for qualitative data to some extent. First of all, I would like to start with this point, that don't think that I am the advocate or I am advocating this software, or I am the you can say ambassador of this SPSS software, because as academic person I understand the differences and the value of the proprietary software and the open source software or technologies. So here we are using SPSS as one of the example or one of the software. There are different software, different technological tools which can be used for this purpose, means statistical analysis. Like for example, if you think about the other tools, I can suggest, if you want to explore, you can explore PSPP, just opposite to SPSS. If you just uh, reverse the alphabets, like SPSS will become PSPP. So PSPP is the software name, which is free and open source software. That is short. In short, we say FOSS. So SPSS is proprietary, but PSPP is free and open source. Similarly, we can try R. R is a software which is free and open source and very powerful tool to use for quantitative data analysis. Similarly, there are different websites also which can be used for this purpose. So I'm starting with this point that we are not here to advocate SPSS, just we are learning SPSS as one of the tool. And our purpose is to understand how we can use software or any you can say technological tool to analyze the data. So we have to understand the steps and we have to acquire the skill that how to use software or technology for data analysis. Starting with this point that before using any software, we should understand the nitty-gritty or the basics of the statistics or statistical analysis, so that we can understand when we are using or selecting the particular option in a software, that what is the meaning of that particular option and how to use that particular software for data analysis. Like for example, we will use the tools which are known as descriptive statistical tools. So first of all, we should understand the meaning of descriptive statistics as well as inferential statistics. So I hope you have all read these things. It is just a kind of reminder or recapitulation kind of things, that what is the meaning of descriptive statistics. So whenever you are talking about descriptive statistics, it is talking about that you want to describe the data. Whatever sample you have selected and you have collected the data, you want to describe that data. So to describe the data, you are using descriptive statistics. What tools are there, we will discuss in detail. But when you want to infer on the basis of that particular data which you have collected for a large sample or large population, then it will be known as inferential statistics. So there are two types of statistical tools or statistics: descriptive and inferential. If we want to understand it with the example, then we can see this screen. If you see, suppose I am teaching in a particular school or institution, and I'm teaching a particular subject to a particular class, and I have conducted a tool, means some kind of test I have given to the students, and I'm getting some score. So suppose in my class 100 students are there, and I have collected the data from these 100 students, means I have 100 scores of these 100 students. Now I want to explain the performance of these 100 students to my either principal or to anyone, or to some, you can say someone. There are different ways of explanation or to explain that particular data. Either you talk about each and every students by giving the or to by giving the example of each and every student, and telling about the score of all students one by one, or you can think for a particular score which can represent or which can say that this is the number which can represent the whole group. So for that purpose, you want to use sometimes mean, median, mode, or uh, these kind of descriptive statistical tools. So the point is, your purpose is to describe or to explain the performance of that particular group, which you have, means the data you have collected from that particular group, and that group is sample for you. So how to explain either individual scores or represent through the graphical chart, or which I mentioned here, the mean, median, mode, that is known as central tendency of the scores. Means what is this central tendency? So that you can use to explain. If data is scattered, I hope all of you know, when the data is too much scattered, these central tendencies are not actually representing the whole group. Then you have to think about the other statistical tools, like sometimes you are explaining through with the help of range or standard deviation and quartile deviation, and so on, so on. So this is a brief point of view that we have to use descriptive statistical tools to explain or to describe the data which is collected from a sample. Then if you are talking about a particular, or you can say population or a larger group, and you are having data only from sample, then you have to infer. That means you are not talking about the data only which you have collected, but you are also talking about the people from where you have not collected the data. So you have to infer. So how to infer? Then you have some tools again. Okay, so these tools maybe we will discuss further, that you can use t-test and ANOVA and COVA and many more things. But before coming to that, we have to understand a little bit about the variables also, because we are talking about the quantitative data analysis. And SPSS, we are, someone is talking, means either you have some question, you can ask me to pose, I will listen to you if you have any query. Otherwise, to please keep your mic switch off. Okay, so we are talking about the variables, quantitative and qualitative, because we have to understand, if we are using SPSS and we are talking about data and quantitative data analysis, then which type of variable can be considered here, or you can say which type of data you will consider for analysis in SPSS. So sometimes you are having a variable which is talking about the degree or the frequency. And for example, if I talk about the number of students, frequency of absence, score in a particular test or exam, then all these are quantitative variables. But if you are talking about the type of books read, for example, to make you more clear about this qualitative variable. So suppose I am saying that you have to respond to this point, that what types of book you have read. Then it will not be number. You cannot quantify it. So it is qualitative, means you have to give the response in terms of statements or your opinion, but that will not be in quantity. So that kind of variables may be considered as the qualitative variable, and it will give you the qualitative data. So here we are talking about the SPSS, where we have to deal with the quantitative data. So if we are focusing upon the SPSS, we have to understand some terms also, and it is coming from statistics only, that when you are having the variables, then there are three types of variables which will be there in SPSS also, to understand that which type of test will be used if you have this type of data. Suppose if I'm starting with the nominal variable, it means you are talking about the categorical variables, and it will have the data which will be used for creating the groups or dividing the data into the different categories. Like for example, if you are having a variable gender, so you may have two groups or three groups, or as per your options you are taking in that particular variable. So it will be nominal, because when you are converting it into quantity, you will suppose you are saying 1 for male, 2 for female. It is not you can say 1 or 2 are not here as numbers, but it is nominating, or it is just representing a particular category. Like 1 is representing male category and 2 is representing the female category. Similarly, for employment status, like part-time, full-time, unemployed, or any other. So these kind of variables are nominal variables. Similarly, if you are talking about the other variable, that is ordinal variable, then you can create the rank, or means there is a inbuilt, or you can say there is a hierarchy of inside the values which are there in that particular variable. So suppose you have some like people's height you have measured, and you are creating uh, uh, a sequence of these particular people heights in terms of increasing order or decreasing order. It is possible, because there is a possibility of keeping them in a particular order. So that is known as ordinal variable. Similarly, there are different other things, like we are talking about scale variable, or you can say scale, where we are talking about internal variable, interval variable, or the absolute zero. All these are already known to you. My purpose here to show you these things is just to remind you that you have to use these concepts or points in data analysis when you will use SPSS. So that is why I'm just recapitulating all these things, so that you will understand that what what kind of variable we should have, or what kind of variable we are using in data analysis. So that is why I am just going through these concepts. Then the major important point from where we have to start, that we have to follow some steps in data analysis, particularly when we are going for inferential statistics. Like first of all, you have to select the test of significance. I hope all of you understand the meaning of this test of significance. Then you have to think about whether this significant test will be the two-tailed or one-tailed. And accordingly, you have to select the probability level or significant, you can say the alpha. Then next point will be that you have to select the test. As I mentioned, it may be I will show in you can say future or you can say in the coming slides that what kind of test we are having in either descriptive or inferential statistics. So there is a long list of all these tests. So one of the tests you have to select, and that you have to use for conducting your data analysis, like t-test, ANOVA, ANCOVA, regression, correlation, like that, or chi-square.
सर
And
सॉरी
then,
टू इंटरप्ट सर एक बार टेस्ट ऑफ सिग्निफिकेंस बता दीजिएगा प्लीज.
okay, when you are talking about the test of significance, it means you are talking about the level which you have to think about. That, for example, if you are talking about the 95% confidence level, that means you have 5% chance to reject the hypothesis. If I am talking about these things, then I have to relate with the other concept also. I hope all of you understand the hypothesis also. The one you can say most of the time you are using null hypothesis. Sometimes you are saying the one directional or directional hypothesis. So all these are related here, that you have, if I consider that I'm using the two-tailed test and I'm talking about the hypothesis which is null hypothesis, then you are talking about the test of significance also in relation to that. Then either you can select alpha as a 0.05 or 0.01. So if you are taking 0.05, that means you are talking about the 95% confidence level. If you are taking alpha as 0.01, then it is 99% confidence level. So that kind of understanding you should have. And then you have to select the test of significance, like t-test, where you are checking the difference between the two data or two variables values, whether the difference is significant or it is by chance. Because as we know, I'm going back to the theories, or you can say the psychological part, that whenever we are talking about this test of significance, what we are assuming that every person is different. That means every two human beings are different. Even the person, you can say each person, each human being may be different in behavior in different situations and at different point of time. So if we are, is there any other question? Hello.
क्लियर सर, थैंक यू सो मच सर.
So we are here to understand whether this difference is significant by chance or it is actually the significant difference. So there are different tests to check this difference, or particularly this significant difference. So that is why we are talking about the test of significance. Okay. Then if you are doing this manually, then you will consult the table. Like for example, if you are conducting t-test manually, then the t value will be compared or be checked with the t table. But whenever you are using the software or the technology, that step is not required. It is automatically checked and computer will give you the p value, and that you have to check whether it is significant or not. We will discuss later that how to interpret the meaning of that p value. Okay, so the next point is, now what are the most common tests of significance? This is just to make you understand. There is a long list of these type of tests, but most commonly used are t-test, ANOVA, ANCOVA, chi-square, correlation, regression, and like that. If we start with the t-test, then there are two types of t-test. One is t-test for independent samples and another is t-test for non-independent samples. When you are having independent samples, then you have to use the first type, that means test for independent. Now you can ask, or you can maybe you have this question in mind, that what is the meaning of independent samples here? So maybe you are having two groups, like for example you are having the mathematics test score in class 9th, and there are two sections, 9th A and 9th B. So these two groups are independent because there is no effect of the score of 9th A on the 9th B. In that sense, they are independent. So you can use, if you want to check the difference between these two group scores and you want to apply t-test here, then you will select t-test for independent samples. But sometimes you are having only one group, for example, and you want to check the difference between the pre and post tests of that particular group. So obviously these two groups means these two values are not independent. There may be some kind of influence or the effect of the score. Like for example, if I am having 9th A mathematics score and science or physics, chemistry, whatever that is score, or English subject scores, so then you have to select t-test for non-independent samples. The name, when we will go to select, then it will be shown the other names, but here just to make difference or to understand that what is the meaning of t-test for two types of groups, I have mentioned here as non-independent. But when you are going there to select in SPSS, it will be I think paired sample t-test. So then we will discuss that this is the point, that we have to select t-test for independent samples and t-test for paired sample test. Then if we talk about ANOVA, I hope all of you know that when you are having more than two groups or more than two scores, then you have to use ANOVA. So ANOVA is not very different one. It is a combination of t-tests, you can say. Suppose you are having three groups, either you can use t-test for the combinations 1 and 2, 1 and 3, and 2 and 3, or you can directly use ANOVA for understanding whether there is a significant difference among the groups or not. So we can understand the difference between t-test and ANOVA. Then you can also, I think this part I am not going to discuss in detail because it is just a point to understand the you can say steps or the terms used in ANOVA to make you more comprehend, you can say easy to comprehend the interpretation when you are having the results. Because when we use the data or the you can say result which is coming out as an output from SPSS after conducting any test, you have to interpret also. So then it will help you if you understand this point. There is a difference or the you can say variance between the groups and within the groups. So ANOVA is talking about these two variants, and first one is known as treatment variance between groups is the main point. If this is high, that means variance is high. But when you talk about the within groups, it is normally known as error variance. So we will discuss in if required when you are interpreting the results, that how it will work. But for this time, just understand that there are two terms. One is treatment variance, which is between the group, and the other is error variance, which is found as a within groups variance. I hope all of you know the correlation. again, it is not required to go into the details. The value is most, you can say, people knows that it is in between 1 and -1. And if it is closer to 0, that means the relationship is very weak. And if it is closer to 1 or -1, then it is high relationship. Either it is positive or negative. Regression also, I hope you know, it is used most of the time to predict the variable values on the basis of relationship between the variables. So there is a regression equation, which is most of the time, I hope you all know. There is a complete process also to calculate, if you want to calculate manually, the linear regression or the regression. So I'm not going into the detail again. Just again, I'm repeating this part, that why I'm showing all these things, just to make you, or to you can say, remind you that these are the things, these are the concepts which we have to use when you are using SPSS for data analysis. So that time you have to keep in mind that what is the meaning of regression, what is the meaning of correlation, what are the steps or points there, what is the meaning of a particular step in a particular test. Like here, when you will collect the value b, so what is the meaning of b here? B is the slope of the regression line. And what is the point a? That is the intercept between the x and y axis. So that kind of just awareness is required when we are using SPSS for data analysis.
सर एक क्वेरी है,
Yes, please.
जो कोरिलेशन शब्द है उससे तो हम हिंदी से समझ जाते हैं कि आपस में रिलेशन सहसंबंध की बात हो रही है। रिग्रेशंस को हिंदी में क्या कहते हैं और इससे हम क्या चीज को मतलब स्टडी करते हैं? थोड़ा सा हिंदी में अगर अगर
देखिए,
इसका अर्थ।
सुनिए, रिग्रेशन की हिंदी क्या होगी वो तो आपको गूगल अच्छे से बता देगा।
जी सर।
ठीक है, रिग्रेशन किस लिए यूज करते हैं वो मैंने अभी बताया, उसकी बात कर रहे हैं। वी आर यूजिंग रिग्रेशन फॉर अंडरस्टैंडिंग द प्रिडिक्शन। अगर आपको दो वेरिएबल दिए हैं और उसमें कोरिलेशन आपको पहले से मालूम है, so you can use regression to predict the value of one variable on the basis of that particular relationship, correlation. तो यहाँ पर एक वेरिएबल प्रिडिक्टर होगा, जैसे आप देख रहे होंगे स्क्रीन पर। जो इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल है दैट इज नोन एज प्रिडिक्टर, एंड द डिपेंडेंट इज द आउटकम। ओके
जी सर। जी।
So, हिंदी के लिए, आप हिंदी जानने के लिए आप मेरे से बेहतर गूगल से बात कर लीजिए, और चैट जीपीटी आपके पास होगा, उससे बात कर लीजिए।
जी सर, थैंक यू सर।
ओके, regression analysis, when we talk about, so if you are having only one independent variable and one dependent variable, then you will use linear regression. And when you are having more than one predictor variable, then it will be multiple regression. So this is just a kind of awareness of all these tests. Then there are non-parametric tests. It includes again list of tests: chi-square, sign test for two sample case, sign test for two correlated samples, and rank test. So these are the just names of these tests, because we will use these terms or these names in SPSS when you are using this technology, this SPSS for data analysis. So you have to just remember the names and the points there. Now, again, I'm just giving you the awareness of that particular test, like one of the example of here, the non-parametric test, that is chi-square. So I hope all of you understand that this test is used to understand the significance difference between the variables which are nominal or the ordinal. We are talking about t-test. T-test is the test to check the significant difference between the scale variables, means the value which are on the scale. But when you are having the nominal or ordinal variable or the data, then you have to use non-parametric test, and the very first example is chi-square. So that is the point I have I thought that I should show this slide, or this point we should discuss, to understand that we are having non-parametric test also to understand or to check the significant difference or significant events relationship between the nominal or the ordinal data. Okay, so I hope we should go ahead, because we have to understand SPSS in detail also. So I'm just going through the slides, not reading or not discussing in detail, just to give you the overview of these tests. So I hope you understand this formula also for chi-square, the meaning of the terms there, like x square, the value of chi-square, O the observed value, E the expected value, and like that. So this is just a kind of recapitulation of all these tests. Then ANCOVA, I hope all of you understand. When we use ANCOVA, we are using ANCOVA to check the significant difference when you are having the experiment, particularly means you are using you are conducting experimental research is the main point here, and you are having the effect of independent variable on dependent variable, but you are also having some extraneous variables or confounding variables. So you want to remove the effect of all these other variables, and you want to understand whether really there is a effect, or there is a you can say impact of independent variable on dependent variable. So that time we are using ANCOVA. And ANCOVA is also known as, or you can understand that this is a combination of regression and ANOVA. So now, after completing this theoretical part, if you have any query related to that, you can just quickly you can ask the question. Otherwise, we will go to the technical part, that is how to use SPSS for the data analysis, particularly the quantitative data analysis. Is there any question right now? Should I go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when you think about the SPSS, there are different versions of SPSS, and most of the time you will find the differences between these type of versions, the addition of some features, but most of the versions are same or similar, means the basic thing is, or basic you can say points are same. So I have taken the snapshots or the screenshots of the version 19. If you want to use SPSS and you want to go to download it, first of all, I would like to mention here that this is proprietary software and you have to purchase it. So if you don't want to purchase, then you can use to learn it as a trial version, which is, I think, available for 14 days. So if you go to this website of SPSS, you will get this offer that you can use trial version for 14 days. So what you can do, you can first keep the data with you, all the data you have, and then install this trial version and use for 14 days. So you will understand, I think 14 days are enough to practice the SPSS. Then after downloading and installing, how to use SPSS, we are starting from here. So how to start? As you use any other software, you have to double click, or you have to click on the link of, or the short you can say icon of this software on the screen. If you have use this option during the installation, that you have to have one short icon on the screen for using SPSS, then you can go to desktop screen and then you can double click on that particular icon. You will start the software. So when you are starting, you will get this type of window, means this type of screen, and just click on the OK button in the initial point. No need to change anything. Just use the default settings and go to button OK. Click on OK and it will show you the first screen, which is known as home screen. Just 1 minute. Okay, so if you see this screen, you will understand that this is the home screen or the first screen of that particular SPSS software. And first of all, you have to understand the meaning of the different sections or points there. So it is not very different from the other software. Like if you have used Excel, MS Excel, maybe you can understand easily. This is a kind of a screen which you have seen in MS Excel. So the first bar is title bar, which is visible here in the on the screen as a dark blue color, and that shows the title, means the name of that particular software, as well as the title, the name of that particular file. Then there is a toolbar, and in between there is a menu bar. So I hope you understand these things. You can say in any software you will get these type of options. So in menu bar you are having the similar you can say menus as you have seen the other software like Word or Excel: file, edit, view, data, and like. Then toolbar is again similar kind of things, that there are different tools to use while you are using SPSS. Similar to Excel, it is a screen where you are having rows and columns and cells. So the columns are variables here, means whenever you are creating variables, it will be shown on column. And then the data, like for example, if you are entering or you are having the data of one respondent, that will be represented or will be shown here as a one row. So row will be the data, means the respondents detail or data, and columns will be the variables. And then if you see the downside of the screen, there are two views, means you can see this screen in two view. One is the data view and another is the variable view. Data view will show you the data which can be used for analysis, and variable view will show you the variables which you have used or created here. Means if you want to see the details of the variables, which type of variable it is, what is the width or the size of the variable, what is this variable for, means the description of that particular variable, what type of value will be there in the variable, all the details will be there in the variable view, and the data will be shown in data view. So this is the information related to the screen. Then you start with the first point. Now very first skill which is required, and what is the first step to start the analysis, is that you need some data. I hope it is common sense that if you want to analyze the data, you need data first. So how to get the data? Now there are different points to understand. One is you have data in some other file, means you have data in some other software, like you have data in Excel, you have data in database management system, DBMS in short, you have data in Excel, the Word file, means text file. So you may have data in different formats as well as at different places, or you can say in different software. Similarly, you can also have data stored in SPSS, means you can also create or you can say input the data directly in SPSS as a SPSS file. So there are if basically we categorize the ways, there are two ways or 2 points here. One is either you can take or you can import the data from outside, or you can use the data which is there inside the SPSS. So first we are opening the data file. So how to open? Go to the file menu. If you click on the file menu, you will get the options there, and then there will be an option known as open. And your cursor will be on that particular option, then it will show you the next list of options, and you have to click on data from that list. So the path will be file, open, and data. So if you click on data, you will get this particular option. I think one slide is missing here. It will ask you the name and the place of the file. So you have to first select the sample file which is there inside the software to practice, to start with. So there is a file named as demo.sav. SAV is the extension of SPSS here. So demo.sav is the file which is already stored in the software. That means you are not you should not bother about the data in the first instance. You can use this data and practice. So you can click on the file name and then it will be open here. So if you can see the screen, you can understand that there are some variables here and there are some data. So it is data view particularly right now, and the variable names are age, marital, wet address, income category, car, and like that. And there are values like 55, 56, 28, 1, 9, like that. So this is the first file to understand that how it will look like when you are using SPSS and you are going to do the data analysis. Now, if you want to enter the data or you want to import the data, then how to start with? So if you want to type, you can also use SPSS data view to enter the data, and you can also import the file from the Excel or Word or any other database management software, DBMS. So if you are starting with the SPSS itself, means you are creating the variables inside the SPSS and you are feeding or inputting the data directly into the SPSS, then you can use this point. Means that this is the view which it will be shown in on the screen, and you can create the variables. Like currently, if you are seeing the this screen, this is the variable view, and there are three variables shown here, like age, marital status, and income category. So then you have to select or choose the type of the variable, means what type of data will be there. So suppose age, so numeric values will be there, so it will be numeric, type will be numeric. Similarly for marital status and the income variable. So then another variable is another column is width. So you can also mention the size, means the width of that particular variable. Then decimal points, if the values are supposed to be in the decimal point, then you have to mention that to what level you have to go, whether 2 point or 3 point or 5 point, or if it is not required, then 0. Label means to explain the meaning or the, you can say, details of that particular variable. Like marital is just written as marital, but what is the meaning of this variable? It means this is to understand the status of means it is talking about the marital status. So like that, you have to you can write some details of that particular variable in label in the you can say column. Then if it is having the default value, then you can mention the value also. And there are some other columns also, like you can also select the scale category or the nominal or the ordinal values. So these kind of things you have to mention here, and you have to create variables. After creating the variable or variables, then you will feed the data into the data view. So like this, you can now enter the values. You have created 3 variables, and then you have just inputted the two cases, means two respondents values for the responses. Similarly, you can go ahead. So this way you can create your file, which is this SPSS file, and you are using SPSS to enter the data directly. The another point is, it is just discussed, it is repeating, so I'm not discussing now. The another point is that you can import the data from other software, like you can use spreadsheet, Excel file, or the what to say, Word file, or DBMS, or any other database management software file. So if you want to open the spreadsheet, then you can go to File, Open. Similarly, as we mentioned earlier, and then it will ask you to read the data in some fashion, like if you are having the Excel sheet and you are having more than means Excel file is having more than one worksheet, then it will ask you that which worksheet this maybe you have seen the Excel file, there are different sheets, sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, like this. So you can select the sheet also. And then range, if you are not using the complete data, the complete, you can say, sheet for analysis, you want to just select some variables or some values, then you can give the range also. Otherwise, you keep it blank, it will take the complete data from that particular sheet. Similarly, you can take the file from other types of software, like database management system. So here again you can click on File menu, then you have to click on Database, Open Database. Now it will differ, means here it is just mentioned as new query or something. If the version is having the other option, don't be confused that it is not there with the name of that particular name, new query. It may have some other name also, but you have to go to File and then Open Database, and then there will be a list of different database management system software files, means the options. So you can use that kind of thing. Then if you are using the MS Access, you can select MS Access. There are, maybe you have seen, if you are seeing the screen, there are three options: DBase files, Excel file. It is the version of SPSS 19. If you are using SPSS 27 or 29, or whatever version you are using, then it may have different list. But this is the way to select the option. So MS Access, suppose I am selecting, then it will ask you the other points. So suppose this is the file name, demo.mdb. Then click on OK. Then there will be list of the table names. I hope all of you, maybe some of you know about the MS Access. It is having the tables names and the, you can say, as a variable. So it is showing the all the names of that particular you can say tables mentioned in that particular file in Microsoft Access. So you can select some or the all. Then it will ask you the connectivity. This is now the technical details of that particular option, because I hope you understand that when you are using MS Access, it is based upon the tables, and there are some correlations or association between the tables, and it is connected, or you can use the expressions to understand what kind of connectivity you have to use in that particular database management system files, or the, you can say, values or data. So that kind of thing, if you know already, you can use it. Otherwise, you have to go back to understand first that how MS Access works, and then you come back after understanding the meaning of expression, meaning of table, meaning of you can say the values or the options there. So that is why I'm just showing the points, but the meaning of that point you have to first understand from technological background. Means you have to first understand the meaning of that particular software or the options there in the software like MS Access. So this is all details all of the steps in between to use the file from MS Access or the similar kind of database management software. So after going through these steps, you will get the table, the file from database management system. Similarly, you can also use the text file. Means if you have data in text format in either Word file or TXT file, you can use text file also. So if for that purpose, you have to go to file menu, read click on the option read text data, and then again for the practice purpose, you can use the demo file which is already there in the software, means already stored when you install the software. So demo.txt, similar to demo.s SPSS file, SAV. Demo.sav is the SPSS file, demo.txt is the text file. So again, it will ask you some points like whether your data is separated in that particular file with the help of comma or the space or tab, how you have prepared the file. So that particular detail, again, first of all, you have to understand when you are using any Word file, how you have prepared that. So that understanding will give you the idea of using these steps. Like for example, if I go to this particular option as first point, how are your variable arranged? So how you have arranged, whether you have delimited the variables with the help of comma or some special character. Means suppose there are two variables, so how these variables are separated from each other, how the software will read the data and understand that these are the two variables. So whether it may be comma, whether it may be some tab or special character kind of things. So that kind of understanding you should have before using these steps, because software will not tell you that this is the meaning of that particular point. It will give you just option that you have to select these two things are there, you have to select one of the two, like delimited or the fixed width. Similarly, the other options. So these kind of options you have to give, and then again at last you will get the text file to use in data analysis with the help of SPSS. So all these are steps to collect or to use the or to import the data from text file. Now I'm going to the next phase or next, you can say, point, that after either directly entering the data or importing the data, you have to now use the options for data analysis. So how to use? Now this is the major point which we have to understand. I hope we have discussed these points. So just to understand or to recognize or to, you can say, be familiar with the icons which will be there in the SPSS, that how to understand that this is the scale, this is the ordinal, or this is the nominal variable. So you can also use icon. You can recognize the icons also. So scale, I hope you can understand these points, these terms or the images also, that for scale, the numeric value will be, the icon will be as scale. Then if it is a string, it will be written as N/A. For date and time, the other icons are there with the icon of the watch, you can say, or the calculator. So these are the icons which we have to remember at the time of using SPSS. Now come to the first point. If you want to use descriptive statistical tools and you want to calculate the percentage, the you can say frequencies, kind of things, then how to start with or where to go? What is the option? So first of all, you have to remember one point. All the analysis will be done with the help of only one menu, that is analyze. So every time you have to go to analyze menu. So click on analyze. There will be another option, means the list of options will be shown. Then go to report if you want to calculate the case summaries. If you are starting with the case summaries, then you can click on analyze, then report, and then case summaries. Then it will ask you that which is the variable. So you have to select the variable name, and then if there is a grouping variable, like you want to calculate the frequencies or the summaries for the male and female differently, or as we discussed, the types of schools, government, private, non-added or non-added, you can say, kind of things. So in that point of view, you have to select target variable, as well as you have to select the grouping variables, and then click on the option. You will get the result like that. Sorry, this is the options there which we have discussed. Go to analyze. If you can see the screen, and you go to the second bar, that is menu bar, there is a option analyze menu, which is I think sixth one. So if you click on analyze menu, you will get the list of different reports. Then you have to select the case summary. Then you have to select the variables. Like here, the variables are selected as monthly amount spent, fish expenditure, vegetable expenditure, and then grouping variable is supermarket variable. So in that way, you can select the options and then click on continue. So you will get the result. Similarly, if you want to calculate the frequencies, and then you want to explain the meaning of, or the, you can say, the data in terms of frequencies, then you can go to analyze, then click on descriptive statistics, and then there will be an option of frequencies. The path you have to remember: analyze, descriptive statistics, and then frequencies. So this is the screenshot: analyze, descriptive statistics, and then frequencies.
So would it be possible for you to show us कैसे करना है on the software if it's possible?
Yes, this is the software screenshot. Whenever you are going to the software and you are getting the main screen like this, then you have to go to the analyze menu, and then click on, when you click on analyze menu, you will get the list of options like reports, descriptive statistics, tables, compare means. So if when your cursor will be on descriptive statistics, it will again show the pop-up, means list of further options. So in that list, you will get frequencies, descriptives, explore, cross step, like that. So you have to click on any one option. So right now we are talking about the frequencies. So just click on frequencies option, and then it will ask you, this will be the screenshot again, means you will get this screen, this window. There you have to select the variable from the left side to the right side. So there is a list of variables like name, gender, age, income, GPA, class status, computer, color, like that. Now the understanding of the icons will give you the idea that which variable is having which type of values. Like for example, in this particular screen, it is selected as computer on variable, and the icon is telling you that this is a scale variable. I hope you understand this, all of you, these icons. So you have selected here computer on variable, and then you can click on different options. But here, if you don't use any option, you will get the basic things, means frequencies. But if you want to use or you want to calculate other points also, like mean, median, standard deviation. You can click on statistics option, which is there right side. There are three options: statistics, charts, and formats. You can use extra things also, but here the focus is on frequencies. So just click on OK button. When you click on OK button, you will get the result like this. This is the outcome, output. Okay, I hope this is visible now. So you are getting the result like this, that frequency of the Toshiba computer 3, their percentage, and then the other categories of, or the, you can say, values of the other type of companies of computers. So Toshiba 3, Apple 10, IBM 49, others 3, like that. So this is the output of frequencies which we have used for data analysis. Similarly, we can also go for graphical representation. I can come at last because I have, maybe it will be better first we will complete all the other statistical tools which are there in analyze option, like t-test and the others. So there is another important tool, or you can say thing, which we can use in our data analysis, that is cross-tab. I hope all of you understand the meaning of cross-tab. Anyone want to know about this point cross-tab, or everyone knows about this?
So no idea.
Okay, just wait for 1 minute. Hello. मैं अभी जरा सेशन ले रहा हूँ. Okay, so what is the meaning, or when to use this cross-tab option? Suppose you are having two variables and you want to know that what is the value when these two variables interact. Okay, so then you have to use cross-tab. Maybe you will understand with the example. So just go next. You will understand from this variable examples. Like in the last option, when we were calculating the frequencies, we were just using the one variable, and that was computer on. So you are getting the result as like the number of computers of IBM, Toshiba, like that. Here you want to know the computer of Toshiba, means company Toshiba, and the color is black, or the IBM computer with black color or the red color. Means there are two variables or two values which should interact and then give the result. So how to use or how to know this kind of things? So you have to use cross-tab. So you are selecting one variable as a row and one variable as a column, and then when these will be interacting, that cell will be the output. So one row you have selected as a computer on, and then for the column you are selecting color. So these two variables will be there, and then result will be like that. Now see again the table. Is there any difference from the previous one? Now it is showing Toshiba with gray color 1, Apple with black 2, and white 2, and like that. So there are two variables which are interacting, which are giving you the data or the results after considering the interaction between these two variables, computer on and color of the computer. So this way we can use cross-tab. I hope it is clear now. Okay. Now we will go ahead to the next point, that is inferential statistics. And first is parametric test. So this table is very important. Maybe it will be shared. This PPT will be shared with you. You can keep with you to remember that for which type of data and for which purpose you can use the test. Means which test will be used for a particular option here. Like if you are having scale data, and you want to calculate the difference, means significant difference, then you can use these three options: one group t-test, independent group t-test, and ANOVA. Then if you want to calculate the correlation between the two groups, then you can use and the data is on scale, then you can use Pearson correlation. Similarly, if your data is nominal, then difference can be checked with the help of, again, these three types of test, like chi-square goodness of fit, chi-square independence. It is mentioned 2 times because there are different options there. And if you want to calculate correlation between the values, nominal values, then you have to use the Kramer's V or phi. Similarly, if your data is ordinal, then you can check the difference with the help of Redmond test, Kruskal-Wallis, and if you want to calculate the correlation, then you can use the Spearman correlation. Why I am showing these things? Because when you will go to select the test, software will not give you the idea that which test should be used. You have to understand that this particular type of data, and if you want to calculate the difference, this test will be used. So this kind of understanding is required before going to select any test on in the software SPSS. Now you have to understand the path to select or to go to a particular test. Like for example, if you want to use one group T test, then you have to go to analyze menu, click on compare mean, and then select the one sample T test. This path should be remembered. Similarly, for independent group test, same way, analyze menu, select, or your cursor should go to compare means, and then select the option independent sample T test. For ANOVA, same path, just last option will be different: analyze, compare means, and then one way ANOVA. For correlation, you have to go to analyze, correlate, and then there will be some options. So just I have shown you the one of the option, bivariate. If you want to use the Kruskal-Wallis, then again there will be a path. So this is the path you have to remember. That is why I am focusing upon these points, that first of all you should know the path, then only you can use these type of tests. So if you want to go for ordinal data and you want to calculate Kruskal-Wallis, you want to use Kruskal-Wallis test, then you have to go to this, you have to use this path, analyze, and then like that. So this is the point, means this way you have to remember the points or the path: analyze, non-parametric test, and then k independent samples. For correlation, again, for Spearman, analyze, correlate, bivariate, where you can say the options are same for the previous one, means the correlation point, and here. So last point will be different. When you will click on correlate, then there will be different options, and then you have to select the options there. For nominal data, again, chi-square goodness of fit, you can use this path: analyze, non-parametric test, and then there will be option for chi-square. Again, if you want to use the Kramer's V test or the phi, then you can go to I think this the slide is missing. Again, you have to go to analyze, and then there will be option for correlation, and then options will be there for that point. I hope this is the way of using the different paths of different tests. I'm just going before moving ahead, I'm just going back to show you this again, that you have to remember this. These 3 slides are very important, because if you are not considering these points, you will not able to select the correct test. If you are not selecting the correct test, then the results may be you can say different, and the whole practice or the whole, you can say, exercise may be not giving you the right answers, or the, you can say, output which you are desiring. So if you are having scale data, you want to calculate difference between the values, then you have to use the t-test or the ANOVA. If you are having the scale value and you want to calculate correlation, then you have to use the Pearson correlation. For nominal data, you have to calculate chi-square for difference and phi for correlation. And for ordinal data, you have to use either Kruskal Wallis or Friedman test, and for correlation, you have to use Spearman correlation. And then in SPSS, you have to remember the path. And for the most of the tests are there with their name only, like t-test will be there with the name t-test, but sometimes.
Anji sir.
Yes,
Hello.
please.
Sir, can you show the previous slide?
This one?
Anji sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, sir. You can proceed. Thank you.
So you have to remember the path, analyze, and this is the point which I mentioned earlier also, that all the tests are there in analyze menu. So you have to go to analyze menu, and most of the tests like t-test, ANOVA, these are in analyze and compare means. So if you want to use any you can say tool which are there to compare the means, you have to go to analyze and then compare means, and then there will be a list of detail, you can say detailed list of these tests. If I go back to this screen, maybe you can relate with this screen. Just wait for 1 minute. Yes, this is the screen. Maybe you can relate easily. Analyze descriptive statistics. All the list are there. But if you go to compare mean, then the list will be shown as t-test, pair sample t-test, independent sample t-test, ANOVA, like that. So, but you have to go to analyze menu, and then the list is there. And if you want to use t-test or ANOVA, then you have to go to compare means. The difference will be there for ANCOVA. It is not listed with the name ANCOVA. If you want to calculate the ANCOVA, means you want to use ANCOVA for your data, then you have to go to general linear model. I hope you can see on this particular screen, there is an option after compare means, that is general linear model. So if you want to use ANCOVA, you have to go to general linear model, and then again there will be some options there. You can use either one variable, means one way, or the two way, or you can say there, and it depends upon the independent variable. If you are having only one independent variable, that means you are thinking about the univariate. If it is more than one independent variable, then it will be multivariate. So accordingly, you can select the options. If you are having only one independent variable and one dependent variable, then you can select the univariate option. So this way we can go ahead, and then you can select the options, different options. Now, how to interpret the different results, or different you can say outputs, then you have to understand that point. So I'm going to that point. I hope this much is okay for you. There are two major points which I discussed till now. One is which type of test may be used for a particular purpose, for a particular type of data, and then what should be the path, or what will be the path of selecting that particular test. These two things are discussed till now in this you can say inferential statistics. Then if you are having the and now if you want to use ANCOVA, means you want to select the ANCOVA, then as I mentioned earlier, that you have to go to analyze and then click on general linear model, and then you can select univariate if it is one dependent and one independent variable. Then in this particular option, you will get different windows, or different, you can say, options there, different screens there. So in the first screen, you have to select dependent variable and independent variable as well as covariate. Here you have to focus on the covariate, because the main purpose of this ANCOVA is to remove the effect of the covariates, means the variables which are intervening or having the effect apart from the independent variable. So these three things should be selected very carefully, means which variable in your data is dependent variable, which variable will be work as independent variable, which variable or variables will work as covariate. So these three things should be selected very carefully. And then there are some different other options like which model, which custom. I think at the first point, means when you are doing practice, no need to change anything, just keep as it is, means whatever default options are there, don't change. When you go through it and you understand the meaning of all these steps, then you can uh, change the options and understand that how it is changing the result also, and what is the meaning of selecting a particular option in other points. But first 3 points are important: dependent variable, independent variables, and covariate. If you see the result here like this, you see here the highlighted one is the main point which you have to understand, and the last column, that is significance level or the value, and that is the p value actually. So if it is less than 0.05 or 0.01, now what is the meaning of 0.01 and 0.05? We discussed very you can say starting point, that when you are going to use SPSS or any statistical you can say tool, you have to follow some steps. So in those steps, there was one step that you have to select the alpha value. So here, if you are using alpha 0.01, then you have to check this value, which is highlighted one, should be less than 0.01. Or if you are taking alpha as a 0.05, then this value should be less than 0.05. If the p value, means the last column value, is greater than the alpha, means 0.01 or 0.05, you can say that your value is not significant. If it is less than, then it is significant. This point should be remembered. The p value should be less than the alpha value. And accordingly, you have to understand the meaning. So here, the result is showing that interaction is not significant because the value is more than 0.01, even 0.05. It is 0.587, which is very high. P value is very high here. So that is the point to understand. And from that value, you have to interpret the meaning. Means you have to further understand the meaning of these values. So here, the p value is 0.587, which is more than the 0.01 or 0.05. That means it is not significant. That way we have to interpret the meaning of the output, or you can say the values there in SPSS, particularly ANCOVA we are talking about. If you want to see the further details of this ANCOVA particularly, you can also think about the other options. Like if you are having the FAED is the further education here as a variable, and you want to see the interaction between the two variables also, then you can also select the options there in factor. If you want to use factor interaction also, then you can also give the value, means you can select the variable as factor also. So if you are going to that level, then you can again understand the meaning of that particular output. Now if you are able to see the screen, FAED is highlighted here to understand the significance, impact or interaction of that particular variable. Now this is 0.000. That means it is less than the 0.01. That is the alpha value, for example. So it means it is significant. If it is significant, then you can understand that the results is showing that your this interaction, or the, you can say, the variable is having some kind of impact or interaction on that particular complete, you can say, the scenario. Because I'm just discussing about a particular variable, but if you are talking about the complete research, it first you have to understand what is the independent variable, what is the dependent variable, what are the covariates, and then you can give the meaning. But particularly to understand the output value, it means you can use two things. One is the value for a particular single variable or the interaction. Both way you can use this ANCOVA to understand the impact or the effect of a particular variable independently or in interact, you can say, in relation to interacting with the other variables. So that way we can understand the results or interpret the results. If you want to go to the regression, then again you have to go for analyze. There is a option here, regression, and then again you can select the linear regression for the just to understand the meaning of the steps here. So if you click on linear, then you will again get the window where you have to select the variables as dependent and independent variable. So here again you can select the values, means variables, and then click on OK. This is the output now. Again, here again you have to understand the meaning that there are different values. If you see from the left one, there is a point R and it is 0.958, and it is written A also, and it is shown as that this A is predictor. So if you see the value of 0.958, it means it is the value as an absolute value of that correlation coefficient. But the last value, which is adjusted one, that has to be understood. I hope all of you understand the meaning of this adjusted R square or R square. I'm not going to the theory back, but that is the point which you have to analyze, or means you have to interpret R and then adjusted R square. So if you are focusing upon the adjusted R square, that is 0.917. Okay, so that is the point that you have to explain, that this value is 0.917, which is high, and that is why we can say that this particular variable is having the prediction very high. So that way we can explain. Now you can see the in detail. If you see the last value again, the significance SIG dot, it is showing that 0.1, 0.157 and 0.000. So if you are considering that value 0.000, it means it is very it is less than the 0.01 or 0.05. That means it is significant value. So that way we can explain. If you are understanding the equation of this particular, you can say y is equal to ax plus b, then also you can explain the meaning, taking the value from the table and then put in the equation and understand that what is the prediction, or you can say the predictor value, on the basis of the complete whatever is there in the this particular example. So you can explain this way also, or you can directly go to the 0.000 value, which is p value here, and explain that this is significant, and accordingly you have to interpret the meaning of the value which is significant. So I think I am now stopping here, and if you have any query, you can ask the questions, or if you want to add something from your side, you can also add. So most welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Participants, please, if you have any question related the topic SPSS in research, you can ask, please.
Sir, I wanted to ask one thing.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
please.
Sir, SPSS full form will be Statistical Package for Social,
Social science.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay, sir.
You can also use PSPP. You can also use R. You can also use, there is a website, social science, something. Just 1 minute. If it is, if I got it, I will share the screen also. That is one website which can be used for this purpose, means to use as a tool for statistical analysis. Just 1 minute. I'm searching.
Jamubi, sir.
Yes, sir.
Jamubi.
No. That is the another one. Social science something. Just 1 minute.
Sir, this part is very difficult for some research scholar.
Okay. No, actually, it is very technical session. It
That's
should
why.
not be. It should not be just lecture. It is
Right.
understood when you are doing practice.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, but due to the limitation of online sessions, it is not possible to give you time for practice. But what I can say, if you go back wherever you work or you are having the data with you, you start practicing it. If you are having any issue and you want to consult, you can ask Dr. Shivpal sir, and he will share my email ID. You can share some questions. If you are having queries related to that, I will answer. I will suggest how to do it.
Thank you,
सर
sir.
मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है, मैंने खुद एसपीएसएस में कैलकुलेट किया और मैनुअली कैलकुलेट किया, तो उसमें कुछ पॉइंट का डिफरेंस आया, तो वो सर क्यों होता है सर? जैसे मैं कोरिलेशन कैलकुलेट किया था, तो वहाँ पे एसपीएसएस का वैल्यू आया -52.86, whereas मेरा जो कैलकुलेटेड वैल्यू था वो -52.82, 6 अंतर का पॉइंट का डिफरेंस आया, वो क्यों होता है सर?
सर ये तो कॉमन सेंस भी है. देखिए, अगर आप फॉर एग्जांपल यू आर कैलकुलेटिंग द वैल्यूज 2 times and you are rounding off the values, you may have different value. So सॉफ्टवेयर किस पॉइंट तक जाता है राउंड ऑफ करने के लिए हर एक कैलकुलेशन में, तो उसके हिसाब से डिफरेंस आ सकता है वैल्यू में, पॉइंट्स में. हमारी कैलकुलेशन में और कंप्यूटर की कैलकुलेशन में जो डिफरेंस है वो इसी वजह से आता है, क्योंकि जब हम राउंड ऑफ करते हैं या डिवाइड करते हैं किसी पॉइंट तक, तो वो किस लेवल तक जाते हैं उस पर डिपेंड करता है.
तो सर मेरा रिसर्च में कौन सा पॉइंट वैल्यू ऐड करूँ? वो एसपीएसएस, क्योंकि वहाँ पे मैंने दिखाया है मैं एसपीएसएस का यूज कर रहा हूँ, तो वो वैल्यू ऐड करूँ या मेरा मैनुअल कैलकुलेटेड वैल्यू ऐड करूँ वहाँ पे?
अगर दोनों में बहुत बड़ा डिफरेंस नहीं है, जैसे 0.01 या 0.001 का है, तो जो आप यूज करना चाहें उसमें आपकी चॉइस होगी. कैलकुलेटेड जो पी वैल्यू उससे आती है आपके एसपीएसएस से, वो एक माना जाता है कि आप जो कंप्यूटर कैलकुलेट करेगा वो एक बहुत ही मतलब एक बेहतर तरह से कर सकता है. बट इफ यू आर आल्सो वेरी गुड इन कैलकुलेटिंग, मींस योर कैलकुलेशन इज गुड, देन यू कैन आल्सो यूज योर ओन मैनुअल वैल्यू आल्सो. दैट इज नॉट ए इशू. मतलब कोई उसमें फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, वैल्यू कोई ऐड नहीं होगी उससे कि अगर हम सिर्फ एसपीएस की वैल्यू रखेंगे तभी वैल्यू ऐड होगी.
सर जहां तक मैंने नोटिस किया, एसपीएसएस पॉइंट के बाद अक्षर उनको पकड़ता है, हम लोग दो अक्षर पकड़ते हैं, इसलिए कि वो डिफरेंस हो रहा है। जैसे
हो
पहले
सकता है, हो सकता है, वही मैं कह रहा हूँ कि आप
अगले स्लाइड में आपने दिखाया 0.159, तीन तीन डिजिट ले रहा है वो लोग, और हम लोग दो डिजिट पकड़ रहे हैं पॉइंट वैल्यू के बाद।
वही कह रहा हूँ कि हम जो राउंड ऑफ कर रहे हैं, हम जो डिवाइड कर रहे हैं, वो किस डिजिट तक जा रहे हैं और कंप्यूटर किस डिजिट तक जा रहा है, उसमें डिफरेंस हो सकता है, और उसी की वजह से हमारी वैल्यू में डिफरेंस आ सकता है।
ओके सर, थैंक यू।
और सर एक क्वेरी है, अगर हम अपने
Yes.
क्वांटिटेटिव रिसर्च का जो भी कैलकुलेशन है वो एसपीएसएस में ना करके एक्सेल, जो एमएस एक्सेल है उसमें करें और हमारा रिपोर्ट वगैरह बनाएं, तो क्या हमें ऐसा कुछ कहा जा सकता है कि आपने गलत तरीके से किया है, एसपीएसएस लेना जरूरी है?
नहीं नहीं, कोई भी नहीं कहेगा कि एसपीएसएस जरूरी है, लेकिन एसपीएसएस जो आपको आसानियां देता है और जो आउटपुट की क्लैरिटी होती है वो एक्सेल में नहीं आएगी, और एक्सेल के अंदर लिमिटेशंस हैं। दैट इज व्हाई वी आर यूजिंग एसपीएसएस। नहीं तो एसपीएसएस में जाने की जरूरत नहीं थी, बिकॉज एक्सेल इज हैविंग सम लिमिटेशंस। आपको जो रिजल्ट्स हैं, जो आउटपुट्स हैं, वो अगर बेहतर ऑर्गेनाइज्ड वे में चाहिए, देन यू कैन गो फॉर एसपीएसएस एंड इजियर वे। SPSS is easier than Excel।
हाँ, एक्चुअली सर
स्टार्टिंग में
पे
दिक्कत होती है, स्टार्टिंग में समझने में दिक्कत होती है, उसको यूज करने के लिए जो स्टार्टिंग की स्किल्स चाहिए वो सिर्फ परेशान करती हैं। अदरवाइज इफ यू आर यूजिंग SPSS देन इट विल बी इजियर फॉर यू।
ओके, एसपीएसएस सर एक्चुअली खरीदना पड़ता है और एक्सेल जो है हमारे पास
हाँ,
हमारे
उसी के लिए मैंने कहा था स्टार्टिंग में ही कि वी नॉट हियर टू एडवोकेट और टू एडवर्टाइज द SPSS, वी आर हियर टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट हाउ टू यूज अ पर्टिकुलर सॉफ्टवेयर। तो आप जो है वो आर यूज कर सकते हैं, या PSPP यूज कर सकते हैं, या कोई भी दूसरा सॉफ्टवेयर यूज कर सकते हैं जो फ्री है।
ओके
और एक वेबसाइट, अभी मैं उसको याद नहीं आ रहा मुझे नाम, मैं बाद में जो है शिवपाल सर को मैसेज करके बता दूंगा। एज सोशल साइंस कुछ करके नाम है उसका, एग्जैक्ट यूआरएल नहीं मिल पाया मुझे, वो भी यूज कर सकते हैं। दैट इज आल्सो फ्री एंड वेरी इजी टू यूज।
जी, ठीक है, थैंक यू सो
इट
मच
इज
सर।
नॉट नेसेसरी दैट यू हैव टू यूज SPSS, but
जी,
SPSS is very powerful, very good tool to use for data analysis. That is the
जी,
point.
थैंक यू वेरी मच सर।
Any other question, please? Malvika ma'am, you can see chat box. डॉक्टर संजय सर, माइक ऑन कर लीजिए सर।
जी, नमस्कार सर, सभी शिक्षक
नमस्कार,
मित्रों
नमस्कार।
को।
नमस्कार सर।
जी जी, बहुत
वी आर लुकिंग a question from your side.
सर, क्वेश्चन तो नहीं, एक छोटा सा एडिशन है।
बिल्कुल सर, बिल्कुल।
डॉक्टर अली, इफ प्लीज करेक्ट मी इफ आई एम रॉन्ग। मैंने जो सुना है कि या जो मैंने अपने स्टूडेंट्स को भी गाइड किया, कि जब भी आप SPSS से कोई भी डाटा लेते हैं, उसके बाद वो टेबल या जो भी ग्राफ बनता है, don't use as such. You don't copy as such in your thesis or in any research project or in any this one. You prepare your own this one. मतलब आप डाटा वो ले लीजिए, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, बट उसको ड्राफ्ट अपनी तरफ से करिए, बनाइए अपनी तरफ से। उसके पीछे रीजन है कि कॉपी जो है वहां से अलाउड नहीं है, और इसका जो मतलब एक्सपर्ट उसको ठीक भी नहीं समझते। प्लीज करेक्ट मी इफ आई एम रॉन्ग सर।
सर, देर आर 2 points in your talk, मीन्स जो आप कहना चाह रहे हो उसमें दो बातें हैं।
जी
एक तो है कि आप रिसर्च के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से अगर सोच रहे हैं कि हम SPSS से कोई डेटा अगर लेते हैं, कोई आउटपुट मिलता है और उसको एज इट इज ले लेते हैं, दैट मीन्स मे बी यू आर नॉट, मीन्स रिसर्चर इज नॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग द कंप्लीट स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर रिजल्ट, कि उसमें क्या होना चाहिए था, क्या है क्या नहीं है, उसने एज इट इज ले लिया, जस्ट उसको एक्सप्लेन कर रहा है। So if you are creating your own structure and then you are putting the value in that, that means you are understanding what result is and how to interpret it. That is the understanding from the academic point of view.
सर।
दूसरा point है technical point, technological point. जो भी SPSS हो या कोई भी प्रोप्राइटरी सॉफ्टवेयर हो, इवन जैसे आप MS ऑफिस यूज करते हैं, ये इथिकल नहीं होता है कि आप उसके प्रोडक्ट को कॉपी करें।
ट्रू।
लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल यूट्यूब है, हम
Right.
यूट्यूब को कितना देखते हैं, बट वी आर नॉट, इट इज नॉट इथिकल टू डाउनलोड द यूट्यूब वीडियो। तो जो सॉफ्टवेयर प्रोप्राइटरी हैं वो अपने कंडीशंस में और अपने जो उनके कह लीजिए रूल्स हैं उसमें ये कहते हैं कि दिस इज द प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ अवर सॉफ्टवेयर, यू कैन नॉट यूज इट एज इट इज। तो उस तरह की जो चीजें, उस वजह से हम ये कहते हैं कि इट इज नॉट इथिकल कि आप किसी प्रोप्राइटरी सॉफ्टवेयर के प्रोडक्ट को एज इट इज यूज करें।
सर इसमें ना मेरा एक जो एडिशन था कि सपोज इफ यू आर यूजिंग से मल्टीपल टेबल्स इन और मल्टीपल चार्ट्स इन योर दिस थीसिस, आपने क्या किया, कुछ तो अपने हाथ से बनाए, अपना मान लीजिए कोई भी, चाहे वो MS वर्ड में बनाया या एक्सेल में बनाया, और कुछ आपने इफ यू हैव कॉपीड इट फ्रॉम SPSS, तो एक जो प्रिंसिपल होता है थीसिस का वो है यूनिफॉर्मिटी होनी चाहिए फॉन्ट में, आपके सभी चीज़ों में। तो यूनिफॉर्मिटी में फिर ये यूनिफॉर्म नहीं रहा, वो जो प्रिंसिपल है, वी आर नॉट इम्बाइबिंग टू दैट रूल सर।
यस यस, दैट इज आल्सो गुड पॉइंट। सो एकेडमिक पॉइंट भी है और टेक्निकल पॉइंट भी है, दोनों ही बातें हैं।
थैंक यू वेरी मच सर, थैंक यू।
Any other question, please, participants? मालूका मैम, क्या चैट बॉक्स में कोई क्वेश्चन है?
नहीं सर, चैट बॉक्स में कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं है।
I think somebody has mentioned the name of the software which I
Yes, yes. There are different software for qualitative data analysis. Like they are talking about the NVivo, Max QDA. Again, similar to NVivo. NVivo is very powerful for qualitative data analysis, but this is again proprietary, means you have to purchase it. And if you want to use it for practice, again, you can use 14 days trial option. So you can, if some of the scholar is having qualitative data, they can download the NVivo and can install for 14 days. One thing I can do for research scholars, because I feel that knowledge should be spread everywhere and I'm not keeping anything with me. So I have taken sessions on NVivo also. So I can share the PPT for NVivo, which I have prepared for understanding how to use NVivo for
Sir,
qualitative analysis.
please share it.
I will share with you, sir, Shivpal
Okay.
sir.
I will share in the group.
WhatsApp, so you can share with the researchers.
Okay. Thank you.
And sorry, researchers, because it is not possible to demonstrate the real software, because I have to first install it. I have to purchase it, because I have installed many times to take the session. So it is expired. Every time it is expired. So I'm not having email ID now. I either have to create new email ID and then download the trial version. So that is why I thought that I will not install the version now, and I will discuss through the screenshots, and the researchers can download it and practice it.
डॉक्टर साहब एक वन मोर क्वेश्चन इज देयर।
Yes, sir, please.
आपको मतलब जस्ट मे बी दैट फनी क्वेश्चन, क्या लगता है कि SPSS को कभी आने वाले टाइम में कोई रिप्लेस भी कर पाएगा? बिकॉज हालांकि
बिल्कुल कर पाएगा, बिल्कुल कर पाएगा।
जैसे
ऐसा कभी नहीं होता कि कोई भी एक कंपनी या कोई भी एक चीज हमेशा रहे। तो मे बी आफ्टर सम टाइम सम अदर सॉफ्टवेयर कैन means come into the existence and lead.
राइट।
जब तक चल रहा है तब तक चल रहा है
हाँ,
सर।
जब तक है तब
कोई
देखिए
इससे बेटर आ जाएगा तो आएगा ही।
सर, मैं एक चीज कहता हूँ, मैं जब भी कहीं जाता हूँ किसी भी, क्योंकि टेक्नोलॉजी की लाइन में ये अक्सर जो एकेडमिक पर्सन्स हैं वो नहीं बोल पाते हैं इस बात को। हमें ये समझना पड़ेगा कि हम एज ए एकेडमिशियन वी आर नॉट एडवोकेट ऑफ एनी सॉफ्टवेयर और एनी कंपनी। हमें तो सिर्फ ये समझना है कि स्किल कौन सी हमें सीखनी है। जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल मैं अपने स्टूडेंट्स को MS वर्ड सिखाता हूँ, हमारे सिलेबस में है, बट जब भी मैं शुरू करता हूँ तो पहले एक बात बोल देता हूँ कि यू हैव टू लर्न स्किल्स like how to create document using any software, word processor software. You have to understand how to insert tables, pictures in a document to make it more visible, more interesting. मतलब you have to list the skills, not the that options are in MS Word or Excel. हमारा काम Excel सीखना नहीं है, हमारा काम Word सीखना नहीं है, हम तो सीख रहे हैं कि how to create documents, how to analyze the data using different tools, how to create presentations using different software. So we have to, as an academician, we should focus on the skills or competencies only. And I always prepare a list of skills before starting the syllabus, that these are the skills which I have to cover in the whole syllabus, not the Word or Excel or PowerPoint. Either you use LibreOffice, you can say OpenOffice or Word, any software you use, you have to use or you have to be acquired with these skills. So that kind of thing we have to remember and practice whenever we are talking about the technology or the ICT.
इसमें एक डेवलपमेंट ज़रूर आएगा सर, जो मुझे एकदम इमिडिएटली आई कैन फोरसी, कि जैसे एआई वगैरह जो था या बाकी पीपीटी वगैरह या वर्ड था, वो पहले हम जब हमने एमबीए किया तब देखा, अब तो 9th 10th क्लास में 7th में मेरे बेटे की क्लास में ही जो है स्टार्ट हो जाता है. प्रॉब्ली दैट वुड बी पॉसिबल कि एसपीएसएस जो है वो अर्लियर इनिशियल ईयर्स में ही शुरू हो जाए, so that people may learn this thing.
Yes, maybe because in 11th 12th we are having so many opportunities for using this type of tools in data analysis.
True sir, true.
Thank you, Dr. Sanjay. Nice talk to you, particularly you and the other participants also.
Malvika ma'am.
I would now request Dr. S.P. Singh sir to please present the appreciation letter for our respected speaker, Dr. Mohammad Mamoor Ali.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Sir, this is an appreciation letter for you.
Thank you very much, sir. For me, सबसे ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है कि मैं अपने साथियों के साथ जुड़ पाता हूँ, और मैं जब भी आपके साथ जुड़ता हूँ तो मुझे एक अलग फीलिंग आती है, जो कि मैं भी मेरिट से हूँ, तो मुझे अपना घर जैसा लगता है.
क्या बात सर, क्या बात.
Yes,
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच. मुझे बहुत खुशी हुई है सर, इस टॉपिक पर बहुत कम रिसोर्स पर्सन हमें मिल पाते हैं, और आप मेरा इनविटेशन बहुत जल्दी एक्सेप्ट करते हैं, कभी मना नहीं किया, तो सर मुझे इससे अच्छा
अपने घर वालों को भी मना नहीं कर सकता सर, मेरे आप फैमिली मेंबर जैसे. थैंक यू
सर, थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच. आई विल सेंड इट इन योर व्हाट्सएप एंड ईमेल. थैंक यू वेरी मच.
Now I request Ms. Asha Jhunjhunwala, who's a PhD research scholar of Mahavir University, to kindly present the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Ali, for generously sharing your valuable knowledge and insights on the application and usage of SPSS. The full form of SPSS is Statistical Package for Social Sciences. It has deepened our understanding of this vital statistical software, from the foundational principle to its practical applications, empowering us with valuable research tools. We are deeply grateful to you, sir, for your time and expertise and dedication to guiding us. I also thank Dr. Shivpal Singh, sir, the Dean and Faculty of Education at Mahavir University, and all the coordinators for their excellent organization, which made today's session so effective. Thanks to the faculty, the technical team, and the staff support for all their constant support throughout the workshop. Lastly, my appreciation goes to all the participants for your enthusiasm and active participation, which truly enriches this learning session. Thank you once again, Professor Dr. Mamoor Ali, and everyone involved here. And special thanks to Malvika. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Asha. Thank you so much. I now request everyone to please stand up for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा। विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा। तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे। गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Thank you, everyone. I'm sure all of you are taking back a lot of bundles of knowledge with you today with the SPSS session. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
संजय सर, थैंक यू।
नमस्कार
और
सर।
मालविका और आशा, आप बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं। वेरी नाइस।
Thank you, sir.
थैंक यू वेरी मच। चलिए मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट डे और
हैव ए ग्रेट डे सर।